This is a cold start of the 93 M5.
Hi, my name's Chris, and this is a brief walk around of my 1993 BMW M5 for sale. Just wanted to show you a little bit about the car. It's a jet black car with the sterling silver lower trim. There is some modification to the car. Wheels, suspension, engine, those are all outlined in the description. Small door dings that were taken out with paintless dent removal. If you sight down along the car, you can still see them. The hood was repainted because the clear coat was peeling. The bumpers were repainted because they had been previously repainted by a former owner who blacked out the lower trim, and the repaint was peeling off. So in order to make the car look nice again and make it look a little bit more original, we went with the original sterling silver metallic lower body color. The paint has been detailed recently. It was buffed and polished, and then a ceramic type coating was applied, so it's really easy to wash. Here's the back of the car. The tail lights are OE, but they are Euro spec. Sold new in California, went to Colorado for a couple years for storage from my friend who used to own the car. He stored it there while he was abroad, and he registered the car in Colorado. But then when I bought the car, we brought it back to California, registered it here, which is why it has the newer plate with the number 7 as the first digit. But it always has been a California car. It wasn't really driven in Colorado. It was stored in a garage for a couple years. Tires are Falcon RT 615K, only a couple years old, 3 years old I think. Plenty of tread, nice and sticky. There's a little bit of a small vibration on the highway sometimes. I think with a little more use that would probably even out. The sunroof works. Here's the roof of the car. Sunroof works well. There's a couple spots where the clear coat has rubbed through a little bit from decades of being waxed and polished. Let's go on the inside. The interior is all original leather, original side trim. It's the bird's eye maple trim, and let's see if I can get close up on that. There we go. A little bit of cracking in the outer layer of lacquer on the doors, but then the dash does not have that cracking. Leather seats are in good condition. Smells really nice. There's a little bit of very light wear on the bolsters. I have not done anything to those, just so you can see exactly how it looks. That is the original 1993 leather. The passenger side is in better condition, as you could imagine, and the back seat also is very nice. I was looking at the headliner, which you can see there is a little, just the start of some delamination there. Overall, very nice. Probably could be addressed in the next couple years. There's a spot in the center console here where the original phone, the car phone, was removed. So there is a hole. I think there's a picture of that in the gallery too. The steering wheel is a nice Nardi aftermarket wheel. This feels really nice. It's leather wrapped 14-inch rim. The shift knob looks like the original, but it isn't. It's actually a ZHP weighted knob, so it's got a nice action to it. Let's see, the onboard computer works. The stereo works. It's got an amp in the trunk and then some aftermarket speakers in the doors. The dash is nice and clean and uncracked. And yeah, that's the interior. Carpet's in nice shape. Bowie floor mat's in nice shape. All of the M5 sill plates are there. The door rubbers sometimes pop off a little bit. Probably not a huge deal. Could be replaced. Let's see if I can get this different camera some better pictures, better video of the small dings and dents in the side of the car. There's one there, one there. Let's see, not much up here, although there are some rock chips from 24 years of driving around. A couple slightly deeper chips here that have been touched up. The hood was repainted again because of peeling clear coat. The shop that I took it to was a local shop that came very highly recommended. They did a nice job. Color matches really well. Couple tiny little fish eyes here and there, but you have to get really close to see those. The bumper trim and the badges are fresh. The lower lip and the fog lights are original M5 specific parts. Again, bumper cover repainted black and silver like original. Let's see. The small dings on this side, passenger side. There's one right there. Now that the car is nice and highly polished, it's a little easier to see these. They kind of blended in before, but with a fresh detailing job, they pop out a little bit more. There's one here that the paintless dent guy had trouble with, so it's a little bit deeper. There's one there. Again, just really small little door dings. This is not a low mile, perfect showroom condition car. This is a driver, so it doesn't bother me. Hopefully, it doesn't bother you either. The car is not so perfect that I'm afraid to drive it around. It's really nice because it shows well, but it can be driven without too much stress. M5 badge in the rear is original. The trunk trim here, this black plastic piece, is also original and specific to the M5. The back bumper trim is new. Needs a little bit of adjustment, but I'll work on that over the next couple days. Exhaust, you can see here, is a stainless tri-flow system. Okay, back inside the car. Going to fire it up so you can hear it. It starts with kind of a high idle, but then it lowers down a little bit and it sounds kind of lumpy, and I think most of these cars sound that way. This has stock cams, so it's not like it's a a cammed race car or something like that, but it does have kind of a lope to the idle, and I've been told that other ones do that as well, but it gives it a little more character. With the individual throttle bodies, it does rev very easily and quickly. I'll do a driving video as well. Another thing on the interior, you can see the working onboard computer, which is nice. Temperature display, 72 degrees in Southern California. Hour date, 4:08 p.m. It is December 27th today. Let's see. There is a working K40 right down here. Radar detector. It does make noise, although I don't know if it actually detects radar anymore, but it's been there since the 90s, so I left it in. And here's the sound. Alright, we're back outside of the car again. Got the hood popped. This nice E34 forward hinging hood mechanism. There's the S38 engine. This is the B36, the 3.6 liter US spec engine, but it's been gone through to give it, I would say, about the same power as the later 3.8. I have a dyno sheet showing about 315 horsepower at the rear hubs. It was a Dynapack. And doing the math and corrections and stuff, I think it makes about 340 at the flywheel, 340, 350, which is about what the 3.8 would make stock. The individual throttle bodies are very nice to have. They make it nice and snappy, responsive. The linkage is kind of cool to look at. The plenum is quite large and has a vacuum actuator on it that changes the plenum flow path, which fills in a kind of a hole in the torque curve in mid-range. So BMW added that. That seems to be working fine. The MAF, I think, is original. The airbox is original. The power steering pump is down below the alternator. Alternator was replaced a few years back with a new part. You can see these power steering hoses are not OE BMW. They are replacements using the original ends, but I went to a hydraulic shop and had them make me some new hoses so that those can easily be changed out. The ends now unscrew from the hose, which is very nice, and that's a lot more affordable than buying the unobtainium original BMW stuff. You can also see in one of my articles I deleted the SLS portion of the pump, so the self-leveling rear suspension has been fully deleted, and there were some lines and reservoirs going to the reservoir here that I also pulled out. Okay, we're over on the other side now, and over here you can see that the plug wires have been changed for these red Moroso wires. I think they're an upgrade in some sense from the stock wires, but they were actually quite a bit more affordable. My friend, the previous owner, did that. The stock cover doesn't fit on with these wires, but we do have that cover, and I will include that. The coolant surge tank is a little bit brown. That happens with these. I have a new one that I will include it with the car, and I can install that as well if desired. The valve cover was taken off recently and the gasket was replaced, and I did a compression test. You can see the results of that. That's a pretty good overview of what's going on under the hood. One more thing in the interior here, just wanted to show that the sunroof does indeed work. Turn the ignition switch on, push this back, sunroof opens all the way, no problems, no binding. Hit it the other way and sunroof closes, and if you push up on it, the back pops up for ventilation, and then you can push forward again to close the sunroof. Wanted to do a little driving video here before the sun sets. Put it in first gear, go down the hill towards the Pacific Ocean. Turn here at PCH. Okay, cruising along in second gear, slightly uphill. Sorry about my fingers. This thing pulls very nicely. Tracks straight. Great car for taking to the beach, going on a highway trip. Really eats up the miles. It's very long-legged. It's geared really tall, so you can cruise at high speed very easily in this car. It's comfortable. Feels a little more modern than a E28, but not like a brand new 2017 car. It's got quite a bit of character. Everybody who appreciates these cars always compliments me when I'm driving it or taking it to a show. It did go to the
the Radwood 2 show here a few weeks ago in Anaheim, and it was pretty well received there. It's a downshift into third, cruising along at 40 miles an hour in Rancho Palos Verdes. The street's a little bumpy here, so sorry about the bumps in the video. Car brakes well, mostly stock braking system, just upgraded rotors, and it's got ATE Super Blue fluid in it, and I'm actually not sure what pads it's got in it at the moment. They might be stock pads, but it stops well enough for a big, heavy sedan. Okay, we're cruising along here in the other direction now. Second gear, all the way to redline. Coming up on this guy quickly, slow down. Back down to second gear, up to 7,000 RPM, slowing down again. Great car for cruising along, going fast if you want to, but doesn't mind cruising at reasonable speeds either. I wouldn't choose this car as a city commuter car for a couple reasons, some of which are obvious, others it actually feels nicer at high speed. It kind of feels like it's made to go fast. I mean, that makes sense, it's a German Autobahn cruiser, but it really feels quite a bit smaller and happier, and it just kind of comes into its own at high speed on the highway. So that's mainly what I use it for. I don't drive it every day. I don't drive it to work really, occasionally here and there, but I've taken it on a couple longer trips, gone up the coast north to Monterey, did the Lemons Rally in it, went to Sonoma Raceway one time when I was driving a Volvo race car, and used this as my road trip car, taking the family on some trips in it. It's got enough space for 3 or 4 people. Not big like a modern 5 Series, but it's big enough. Anyway, that's the Daily Turismo M5, and cruise off into the sunset here. Hope you guys enjoy. Let me know if you have any questions at all. I can make another video if needed. Any more pictures, anything like that somebody wants to see, just let me know. And again, my name's Chris, and thanks for watching.